Right now it's 6. While most of the snow is melted off the main roads, as the temperatures drop, that could pose a different danger on those roads. I'm Chris Warner. I'll have the latest in a live report.
And Missouri Governor Parson hosts lawmakers for a prayer breakfast as the new legislative session gets underway.
Go back to your faith, go back to true leadership, and follow the path.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We've been dealing with slick streets. Now the snow is behind us, but we have more bitter cold ahead. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, a lot of the snow actually already melted. Most of us were in a 1 to 2 inch range. Most of the metro got about an inch of snow, and I'd say we melted half of that for us today, but there's still snowpack on the ground, and with the skies, which are going to start to clear out later on tonight, that's going to allow our temperatures to really plummet. This storm is racing off toward the east, the eastern seaboard, so we are behind the snow, but we still have the cold air behind it. It's 12 Iola, 16 in Welch, 18 at Grand Lake, 14 in Carthage. Then you add in a light northerly wind, and you get the wonderful wind chill. So it feels like roughly 5 degrees, and these are going to drop to about 0 later on tonight. So what it means is if you are going to be outside tonight, you need to bundle up, and of course, you still need to be careful, especially on some of those side streets, as those temperatures drop back through the lower teens. So what's next? We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you then. The multiple accidents on the snowy roads include this one that closed a portion of eastbound Interstate 44 to one lane this morning. A pickup truck pulling a fifth-wheel camper overturned at mile marker 21 near Carthage. Both the Missouri Highway Patrol and the Carthage Fire Department responded. There were no serious injuries. While snow has melted off many of the main roads in the area, there are still concerns as the temperatures continue to drop through the evening. KOAM's Chris Warner is live at 7th and Rangeline with more.
Well, as you mentioned, here in Joplin, most of the snow is melted off the main roads in the area thanks to the traffic that's been out and, of course, the sun breaking through the clouds. However, that melting combined with dropping temperatures could make the roads hazardous again as we head into the overnight hours. Now, earlier this morning, there was still some slush on roads as plow crews worked to clear off all that they could. However, as you can see in some of this video, the roads, they've got a bit of a shine to them from that melted snow. And that water on the roads could refreeze through the night, causing icy conditions and black ice, which is ice you may not see until you're sliding on it. Officials with the Joplin Police Department say if you do have to be out, make sure you're prepared.
One, make sure you got, if you have a cell phone, make sure you keep it charged, keep it with you so you can call for help. If you're going to be in a slide-off situation in your car, try to stay inside your vehicle as best you can. You don't want to be on a roadway if somebody else loses control. If you have something like a blanket, any food, water, any of those things that you may, for an extended period of time, need those things, anything to stay warm.
Now, it goes without saying that the conditions are the same across state lines in Kansas. According to candrive.org, the state's road conditions website, most of the roads in southeast Kansas were back to seasonal conditions. However, officials have the same concerns about the roads refreezing, and they're continuing to urge drivers to take it slow and safe.
Most of the highways down here were perhaps partially covered. And those have gone to seasonal mostly, which means they're pretty much back to normal, but there could be isolated spots of precipitation that's frozen on them. So people just need to, be careful.
Now, both MoDOT and KDOT say that they'll have crews continuing to monitor the road conditions. However, they also say that ice is a lot harder to get off the pavement. And, of course, for the latest road conditions in your area, if you do have to be out tonight, we've got links to all of those over at KOAMNewsNow.com. Reporting live from 7th and Rangeline in Joplin, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Chris, thanks. Be careful out there. There will be some more traffic impacts from the 32nd Street widening project in Joplin. Starting Monday, west at 32nd Street from Schifferdecker to the entrance of Westbury Square will be closed. Detour routes will be posted and property owners will be allowed access at all times. The closure is expected to last until April. It's one of many closures that will happen consecutively on different sections of 32nd Street as the city continues its widening project. It's expected to be wrapped up in the summer of 2023. A Tulsa man is dead after a crash on I-44 in Lawrence County, Missouri. The Missouri Highway Patrol says a semi hit the rear of a pickup driven by Luis Pacheco Lopez. Pacheco Lopez was thrown from his vehicle and died at the scene. Police say 2 suspects fired 8 gunshots late Tuesday night in Independence, Kansas. No one was hurt. Police say 2 men are in custody at the Montgomery County Jail, but at last report, authorities had not filed formal charges. Hundreds of people gathered at the Capitol Plaza Hotel in Jefferson City this morning for the governor's annual prayer breakfast. The breakfast is an interfaith event held every year at the beginning of the legislative session. Governor Parson spoke at the event and encouraged lawmakers to follow their faith during the session.
And I get to think of all the challenges that we have in this country and this state today. You just got to go right back to where we were. Go back to your faith. Go back to true leadership and follow the path.
Featured speaker at the event was the Reverend John Modest Miles, the pastor of Morning Star Baptist Church in Kansas City. Ticket sales support the governor's Student Leadership Forum on Faith and Values, which funds a 3-day study for a group of Missouri College juniors. Elsewhere in Jeff City, on the anniversary of the January 6th riot at the Capitol in D.C., Missouri lawmakers hosted a rally called Let's Take Mo Back. They say the rally was aimed at addressing election integrity concerns, though the events last year loomed large at the event.
Don't misconstrue that. We're not talking about violence. We learned a year ago that you cannot be passive with those who would do violence. So if anyone that you know is next to you at any time talks about it, you can no longer be passive.
We are a representative republic. We are not a democracy. A democracy leads to socialism, which leads to totalitarianism, which leads to fascism, and it needs to be stopped. We need to have free and fair elections in the United States of America.
Missouri Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft has repeatedly affirmed the security of the election in Missouri. Still ahead, a local salon owner uses her past experiences to drive an effort to give back. And thousands of stolen Amazon packages discovered in one Oklahoma home. We're going to hear from police about how they got there. Haircuts can get pretty expensive, cost prohibitive, in fact, for some folks. Well, the owner of a new Fort Scott, Kansas salon recognized that issue and is doing something about it. The Uppercut Salon, which opened back in November, offers $10 haircuts every Tuesday. Not only that, but veterans and first responders can get a $10 cut any day. The owner tells us she faced struggles with drug addiction and, having experienced that, wanted to give back.
Going from that place in my life to being clean and sober and owning my own business and, you know, having a wonderful family and a wonderful husband, I just feel like it's a God thing and I got to give it to him.
Uppercut Salon is at 408 Jefferson Street in Fort Scott. Authorities are investigating a massive theft ring after almost 600 Amazon packages were found dumped around Oklahoma County. One home was stuffed with discarded boxes and undelivered packages. The sheriff's office said someone removed the items they wanted and stashed the packages. 3 suspects faced felony charges. Shelby Montgomery reports on how police busted the ring.
It's the Grinch who stole Christmas. This green man is standing on the front lawn of the house that was filled with Amazon packages.
Everywhere we looked, there were packages. Anywhere you could stick something, we found packages.
That includes closets, the attic, crawl spaces, the detached garage, and the storm shelter.
Literally, there's thousands of packages.
Those packages filling this 26-foot box truck.
Top to bottom, front to back with stuff.
But how'd they do it? Officials say the suspects were contracted drivers through Amazon. They would pick up the packages from the distribution center and they should have delivered them to the post office, but they never made it there.
When they would go to Amazon distribution center to pick up their pallets, they would possibly grab an extra pallet or 2 and then take them to the residence in Luther and unload them.
Investigators say this was going on for several months.
There were several thousand packages there. That's something you're not going to do overnight or even in a month or 2.
Oklahoma County Sheriff's officials say 2 of the suspects worked as contractors for Amazon. The third is also charged with meth possession. Officials urge customers who may have lost packages to contact Amazon. Later opening day for the Kaminsky Classic as the hometown Joplin Eagles take on Jeff City.
Plus, the cold temperatures stick around for us tonight. We're going to look at that coming up.
Give your home.
Super cold day for us today and a little bit of light snow across the region. On average, most of us picked up 1 to 2 inches. Most of Joplin, right around an inch. And then once you got toward Pittsburgh and a little bit farther north, a little bit closer to that 2-inch mark. Very dry snow, very powdery snow, kind of compacted, everything stuck. We still have some of the side roads a little slick, so be careful, but we are way behind on snow. An inch today, we're at 1.5 inches. The other half of an inch came Saturday evening with our last storm system. We averaged 12, I forecasted 13, so we got a ways to go. Last year, we had almost 20 inches of snow, so we are way behind all of those marks from over the past year, and of course our average. All right, outside, here's a nice shot. It's Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Looks pretty good, but of course it's very cold across the region. Temperatures really didn't go anywhere today. Now we're sitting low to mid-teens, and we have this light northerly wind. So when you're sitting into the teens and it's a little windy, it makes it feel even colder. We have these light north winds at about 5 to 10. At least they're going to stay light tonight, but you can take our temperatures that are sitting into the teens, and it makes it feel like it's about 5-6 degrees. So those wind chill factors kind of low for us tonight. Actual temperature will kind of slide back. I think most of us 10 to 12 for an overnight low, and then we'll start to turn things around and start to warm back up a little bit over the next few days. All right, the bands of snow, just about everybody got at least some snow last night through the morning hours. All this out of here late morning, and we've just been kind of sticking around with the clouds most of the day, at least some sunshine, but this system now racing up the eastern seaboard, the eastern third of the country, of course, heading away from us. Out to the west, here's the good news. Here's your jet stream. All the storm systems, they like to hang out near the jet stream. So it goes way up and kind of dips in, but this is a big ridge of high pressure. We are going back to the warmer temperatures over about the next week. So the Arctic air is going to start to retreat for a while before it comes back here by about next weekend, but at least we'll get a break. All right, tonight, hanging out 10 to 12. We'll warm up a little bit more tomorrow. We'll get into the upper 20s by noon. I think most of us upper 30s during the afternoon. We're going to have plenty of sunshine, so any snow left will be gone tomorrow afternoon. 11 to start, 33 noon, 37 in the afternoon. Southerly winds at about 5 to 10. Clouds increase tomorrow night. Next storm system rolls in. We may get a little freezing drizzle early Saturday morning. That's not a big deal because temperatures continue to rise. Showers pop up through the day on Saturday. Here's Saturday afternoon. We got on and off light showers. We're into the 40s. Saturday night, showers stick around. Here's 11 p.m. And then showers stick around into Sunday morning. And then this system will start to exit out. Of course, we're going to have the cold wind chills tonight. Most of us kind of sitting in that 0 to 5 degree range. But these do warm back up as we go into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. And of course, the good news, temperatures start to climb. 37 tomorrow, 48 Saturday with the rain showers, 41 on Sunday, back into the 50s next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then by next weekend, the Arctic air will return. So enjoy the next 7-8 days. Pretty much snowless and not bad temperatures for January.
Yeah, after tonight, it will get a bit warmer, partly because around here it can't get much colder.
That's true.
Thanks,
yes.
Doug. Coming up in sports, we're going to hear from the Missouri Southern women's basketball team ahead of Saturday's rivalry game against Pitt State. And the Kaminsky Classic begins this afternoon at Joplin High School. Jacob Leonard joins us with that and more next.
Well, today is the opening day of the Kaminsky Classic at Joplin High School. And there are 4 first-round games on the schedule today, but the tournament host Eagles are on the floor first. Joplin 7-1 coming out of the holiday break, facing the Jeff City Jays in round 1. And the first, always right. So smooth with the ball, man. He scores 8 in the first quarter alone. A Whit Hafer, two-handed jam. Eagles up 3 after 1. Into the second now, Bruce Wilbert knocked down a couple threes in the quarter. Wilbert finishes with 12. Joplin up 6 at halftime. The third quarter now. Look at always right down the lane for the throwdown. He scores a game-high 23. Other end, though, Kevion Pendleton. 3 for Jeff City. The Jays actually take a 2-point lead to the 4th. Tie game, under 5 to go. Terrence Gibson and the foul. 13 points, 10 rebounds for Gibson. Joplin wins their tournament opener 70-64. After that one, it's Nevada facing Francis Howell. The winner gets Joplin in the semifinals tomorrow. And the Vikings came out hot in this one. Trey Liner hits the 3 from the left wing. Then Liner back to work from the corner. He leads Francis Howell with 13 points in this one. And Dwight Lomax Jr., other corner. Lomax Jr. also in double figures with 11. Vikings score the first 15 points of the game. Other end, first bucket for Nevada comes from Cade Beshore. Knocks down the 3, but Francis Howell rolls in this one 67-14. Well, this week is a rivalry week for Pitt State and Missouri Southern basketball. The Lions host the Gorillas on Saturday afternoon for their first meeting of the season. And on the women's side, the Lions are 7-5 to start the season, while the Gorillas are 9-5. Now, Southern got off to a pretty hot start in MIAA play, winning their first 3 conference games. Since then, they've lost 3 of their last 4. Sophomore Maddie Stokes, though, she's come on strong after missing the first few weeks of the season due to injury. Stokes has posted 36 points and 18 rebounds the last 2 games combined, and will be a big key for the Lions this weekend against PSU.
We're going to have to make sure we execute offensively and look to use Maddie, who's had 2 really good games in the post a little bit more, as we did with, especially against Missouri Western.
It just felt good to be out there playing with the other 4 and just getting back into playing like myself. Definitely getting in the gym more and just working on my post moves and becoming more confident in my post moves that I didn't even use last year, like the counter moves, like just making sure I'm getting those reps in practice really helps in the games.
Finally, Southeast Kansas wrestling tonight. First action of 2022 for Pittsburgh and Columbus. Pittsburgh comes out of the break with a 5-1 dual record. This one just getting started at Columbus High School. We'll have highlights from this one right here tonight at 10. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news right after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Corporal Larry Kiker served in the U.S. Marine Corps during the Vietnam War. His hometown, Joplin, and we are proud to salute Corporal Larry Kiker. He's tonight's 4-state hero. You know you can learn about lots of other heroes, thousands of them from all across this area. You can also submit a hero of your own anytime. You just go to our website, click on the link, KOAMNewsNow.com. Jordan Nobby joins us now with a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, Joplin's Memorial Hall Citizens Committee meets again to discuss the future of Memorial Hall. Also, the U.S. Postal Service requests a temporary waiver from President Biden's vaccine mandate. And pretty cool here, going to check out some new dog breeds. That and more tonight, KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Jordan, thanks. You might want to put a dog or 2 or 3 on the bed tonight. 3-dog night. It's going to be cold out there.
It is. Temperatures are going to drop back a few more degrees and also still kind of windy. So we're going to have wind chill factors 0 to about 5 above all night long. So cold night, cold tomorrow, but at least a lot better than what we have seen. We're going to climb to 37. Some showers over the weekend, but we do return into the 40s, which is going to feel pretty good.
40s sounds balmy right now. We'll welcome that for sure. Final sports note.
Well, the Webb City boys were supposed to play in the first round of the Kaminsky Classic tonight against Poplar Bluff, but travel issues for Poplar Bluff, so that game not happening tonight. Webb City moves on to the semifinals tomorrow night.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Be careful out there, and let's make it a great evening.
Salon service is provided by the